So now I'm going to be showing you how to basically play a feral. I have my charge and ravage macro set up, but if you don't want to start with that, you can always start with pounce. Adds bleed damage and a stun, so get your increased bleed damage. Get it. Shred and mangle. Rake. That's 5 points. Rip. And then just redo it, or you can run with the Savage Roar for auto attack damage, but usually you only want to run that when you have 1 or 2 combo points up. Ferocious Bite, you don't really use that unless you know you're going to get a kill off of it in PvP. Maim works pretty good because it does damage and stun, so you can use that. I pretty much just get my 5 combo points, Rip, Savage Roar, and then Mangle, and just keep doing it. Just keep that rotation up. Pop Tiger Spree if you need to. Pretty good DPS, really, to be honest with you. Now I'm going to show you the charge macro. 21k crit. That's not really a high, that's kind of a medium crit, so it's a pretty good macro setup. And another great way to play feral is you can kite. You just keep all your bleeds off. LOS, like in an arena, get behind a pillar. 3 life bloom stacks. That's a pretty good heal, and throw a rejuve on. Then go back at it, refresh your bleeds. Keep doing that if that's what you need to do. I mean, it's pretty simple once you get used to it, and you're gonna get that buff right there. Predator Swiftness, I think is what it's called. Every time you get that debuff, you can insta cyclone or whatever you need to do. Regrowth, that's instant. Tangling roots, pretty much all that shit. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. And so these are the glyphs I use. For a prime glyph, I use Glyph of Rip, Glyph of Bloodletting, Glyph of Mangle, and those are all pretty self-explanatory if you just read the description of why I use them. I mean, those are your main skills that you're going to be using anyways. For major glyphs, I use Glyph of Bark Skin. It helps with your defensives. Glyph of Pounce, Glyph of Feral Charge, and for my minors, I use Glyph of Unburdened Rebirth, Glyph of Mark of the Wild, and Glyph of Dash. So, for my talents, I run a 34 feral and 7 resto spec. I don't know, I see a lot of ferals run with a little bit different spec, but this spec works perfectly fine. I mean, I don't have any trouble at all, so arenas, BGs, or PvE. So this ought to work out great. Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you the macros that I use when I play Feral Druid. First one, Berserk and Lacerate. Pretty simple one. My defensives are Survival Instincts and Bark Skin. Feral Charge, I have Slash Cast Berserk, and then Feral Charge Cat, Feral Charge Bear, and Ravage Cat form. You want to put the Ravage in there along with the Feral Charge Cat. That way when you charge, you just press the same button and automatically will Ravage when you get that debuff. Focus Cyclone, self-explanatory. Maul, Bash, and Thrash. I just pretty much have that just so I can spam it, just make bear form a little easier. For my Rip, I just use Trinket and then Rip for the increased DPS. Shred and Mangle, Skull Bash for Cat and Skull Bash for Bear. Stampede Roar for the same thing. Tiger Fury, I have that, and I use Trinket when it's up. So that's all the trinkets that's all the